Welcome to another episode of Energy Inside Motion. I'm here today with my guest, Sacha Noble.
Hi, I'm Sacha. Nice to meet you guys.
So, what age did you start doing music?
I was like 8 years old when I started doing music. It was really like just a natural thing. All my family members do some sort of music. Not like they do professionally, it's definitely a hobby. But for me, like I used to watch X Factor, you know, like Cher Lloyd, and she'd be like, turn my swag on. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like her. So then obviously I used to just watch TV and think I'm going to do that. And then I used to get reached out to like by The Voice Kids. Then it turned into X Factor. Then it turned into the Grown Up The Voice. But obviously I didn't really dabble in those things that much. But yeah, I started out when I was 8.
What like inspired you to get into music?
I literally like my family inspire me in musical ways because they always like go on like I'm like, I don't know why, but they idolize me. And everyone always says that like they make me feel like I'm the queen, like I'm the best. Like my mom always says, you're the winner. Like, no matter if I came last, I'm the winner. So I feel like in like competitions and just like hearing my mum sing, my nan sings, auntie sings, uncle sings. We should have gone at X Factor and just been a family group, but all of us are very musically talented. So I feel like it was just a natural progression for me.
Okay. What age did you go into the music studio for the first time?
Well, I was 16 when I went into the music studio for the first time. I remember this guy reached out to me from school and he was like a camera guy. And he was like, oh, there's a studio opening up in like Willenhall. And I was like, okay, and what's that got to do with me? He was like, do you know how to write music? I was like, no, like make my own song. Like, what do you mean? I only sing Beyonce in my room. Like, what? And then obviously he was like, just come along. Like they want to look for an artist. So I went there and I literally, first time I heard myself in my own ears, I literally screamed. I was like, what is that and who the hell is she? Like, it wasn't nice. It was a horrible reaction because I had to like change my voice from being like a singer who shouts to a singer who actually can be heard through a microphone. Do you get what I mean? So yeah.
How did you like improve as you went along? Like what tactics?
I think it was just your ear. Like I just tune in my ear to what I'm listening to. Like I know that sounds off, like because it's a lot more intricate when there's a microphone in front of you as opposed to when you're just singing out to everyone. So like when I'd hear it back, first of all, I had everyone leave the room because I can't let anybody hear how terrible that is. Then I'd go back again in the booth and like refine it until I feel like it's perfect, basically. But yeah, and you just have to keep going, like keep recording the same exact part. If the riff goes off a little bit, then I just have to start again. But yeah, it's just perfection vibes.
What advice would you give to people who feel like they're also like a perfectionist with their music?
Don't be. That would be my advice. Like if you're a perfectionist, please don't be. Try your hardest not to be, because it will just be like a block. Like for me, that's the reason why you only see like 1 or 2 songs on my like social media, on my platform. Reason why I have like thousands of files of videos on my phone of me performing, but I don't put them out, is because I'm a perfectionist, because I think, oh, like it didn't sound good there. And even to the point where sometimes I think I don't even look good in that. Sometimes like it's the hardest thing being a perfectionist when you're a singer, because you can't control your face when you sing. But I don't like sometimes how my face looks when I sing. I'm like, ooh, like, why do I look like that? Why did my nostril just flare? Like, do you know what I mean? And I swear, like, them things there will stop me from showing people, like, the sickest song that I've made or the sickest video of me singing. Like, I don't know. So don't be a perfectionist. Just don't. Because the best thing to do is to just give people the real you. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. It is what it is.
So speaking on authenticity, how did you create your own authentic style?
That's a good question. I feel like my authenticity didn't start until I moved to London. Like, obviously I was always Sacha, but I didn't have like a specific way I would look, act, dance, and how I'd appear. I just looked like every other person, because respectfully, like I feel like the West Midlands, where I'm really from, hasn't really got their own, like, you're not free to do what you want. People would be like, why are you wearing those fluffy boots? Like, you look crazy. Or like, why are you wearing, I don't know, like a full-on jacket? I don't know. Or why do you walk out in a bikini and just trousers all the time? Which is what I do. So obviously I feel like you can't really experiment when you live here. But when I moved to London, I just started to like pick up little things. I like that. I like this. To be honest, it's everybody else's style, but things that I like from other people, and I would probably like, that just ended up being my style, what I preferred, like my preference. Yeah.
So like, are there any like specific people who influence your fashion style?
Like famous people, I'd say like Aaliyah, Rihanna, who else? Britney Spears. They're really pretty much it, to be honest. It's that sexy, do you know what I mean? That sexy old school vibe. Britney Spears definitely gives that all the time. But yeah, so it is that they influence me. Obviously I have peers and that, but I'm not really going to big them up too much because they're not, don't need to know that they inspired me. Do you know what I mean? Like, no. But yeah, like it was just all that sort of stuff.
How do you feel like you've sort of merged your sound with your fashion style? Do you feel like they're connected in a way?
Do you know, I feel like that's my biggest difficulty because I make like slow, sexy or like emotional, sad R&B. But like what I want to do is like shift my R&B to like a bit more fun, bit more dancey, vibey, just so it does match like this brand, if you know what I mean? Because like branding is a really big thing. So people need to know and look at you and think, I go to her for that sort of music and that sort of style and that vibe. Whereas now I feel like I do give off like, she's going to do a whole 8-count routine like Aaliyah, but then my songs don't. So that's something I am working on. I wouldn't say I'm all the way there yet when it comes to that. I definitely think there's room for improvement, like just with the branding situation, but yeah.
How do you find doing content creation as an artist?
Oh, I love it. I love content creation. Oh my God, give me it all day, every day, any day of the week. I just love cameras, lights, camera, action. Hey, camera. I love everything about it. I just like to, I feel like at that point, I feel like I'm doing my job because this is my actual job. So if I'm not doing content creation, I feel like I'm not doing anything. Like, yeah, I do the studio and it's, to me, that's the hobby bit. The job part is the content creation because that's where you're marketing yourself, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I do enjoy it.
Okay. So what advice would you give to people who want to get into content creation?
I think if you want to get into content creation, obviously like TikTok is a very good way to kind of see how other people do it and replicate it if you really want to, because it really doesn't matter. Nobody knows that. Obviously you're copying someone, but if you think that content looks good, just reenact it with yourself. Or if you obviously want to be behind the camera or, I don't know, in front of the camera, either way. There's definitely ways like with social media or YouTube that can help you like figure out how to do it. So I just feel like go ahead and do it if you want to do it. I need more content creators. And also don't be afraid to do things for free, because I have. And it doesn't mean that like, oh, you have to, like, you don't need to get paid to do content creation. You just need to like build your portfolio first, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
So when did you start like putting a focus onto your personal brand?
I'd say I started putting a focus onto my brand when I was probably like, yeah, it's London. Like when I moved to London, I was 18. When I first went to the studio, I was 16.
Yeah.
I moved to London when I was 18. So then that's when I thought, okay, this is serious now. I'm seeing all these iconic people walking in and out of Soho House. I even had a membership, but it's not there anymore. But I'm saying I used to see them all walking in and out, and I'd be like, okay, they look like someone. They act like someone. Their aura is something. So like, what is yours? And I feel like that's when I started to like work on my brand. But I don't feel like I've really dig deep until like I came out of London and reset myself, because it takes a lot of like detail to focus on something like that and like no distractions. So I feel only now am I really like actually putting like things into place to help my brand. Whereas before I think I was just like going through the motions, but now I'm trying to like actually navigate it properly.
How have you like, do you feel like you've built your audience so far, or do you feel like you're still in that building audience region?
No, I feel like this is the truth. I feel like my audience don't like my music, to be honest. I think my actual, like, when I go out and people tell me like, you're amazing, you're talented, I perform on stage, that audience loves my music. But my Instagram is majority like people that just like to see me post pictures. So then I have like an issue with the fact that like sometimes I want to post that cute sexy bikini picture on the beach, but that is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a singer. So I'm like, and I see the hundreds of likes on that, but when I post a video of me like singing and actually doing my talent, it won't get the same reaction. So it is a hard thing to battle with, because I feel like at the same time I should just get rid of all those people, because if you're not going to support my career, I don't really want anything to do with you. But at the same time, like, it is also, I have to take accountability. It is my fault, because that's what I give them most of the time, like bikini pictures, or I don't know, I'm on the beach, I'm on holiday.
Why don't you merge the two?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need to merge the two. This is what I mean. The branding thing is my main issue, because my audience would appreciate my music if it looked like how my pictures do, if you know what I mean. But yeah.
Well, who were like your musical inspirations?
I always, whenever anyone asks me this question, I always end up going home and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that person. But I'm gonna try really hard. I'd say Kalani. And I liked Kalani before everybody else did. I don't want to hear what anybody has to say. I know everybody loves her now, but I was there when she was singing, it's the way you are, the way you talk, babe. Yeah. Them times when she was doing up, like, yeah, that was when I knew Kalani, and I still obviously like her now. I like, I do like Drake. I like his writing style. Obviously, I don't sing like Drake, but I do take some inspiration from him there. I'd say Jasmine Sullivan. Like, Jasmine Sullivan's her vocal range is just so amazing and unique. Her, H-E-R, she's like really creative. So like the visual aspect, the way she like can do like play guitar and sing at the same time and all this stuff, I think that is iconic. And then I'd say like Lauryn Hill as like my old school 90s babe. That is for me.
Okay. So when did you release your first single for the audience?
I released it when I was 18. It was called Be Your Bae. It doesn't exist anymore. I should hope not anyway, because I did try to remove it. But I was also being a perfectionist with that single as well. And obviously I was only 16 when I actually made it. I released it when I was 18. It took me 2 years to release a single, God knows why. But then, even then, I had a whole music video, dancers, lights, everything, cameras, everything. And then I just was picking at it for so long, I removed it. Because I was like, no, can't do it. People are seeing this, need to get rid of it. But I wish now, looking back as I'm 23 years old, I wish I still had that. You know what I mean? Because in them videos, I was only 17. I really would have thought, like, even when I watch it now, because I've still got the footage on my phone, I'm like, I'm so proud of her. But at the same time, like, I wasn't comfortable when I was 18, 19 having that out, so it is what it is. Yeah.
How much would you say your real life experiences have influenced your music?
I think it's like a huge influence to my music. Obviously, when I first started to write songs, I found it difficult because I had no boyfriend, no partner, nothing really going on. All I did was go to school and back. Do you know what I mean? Like when we talk about, I went to the shop today, like what do I say? So obviously I didn't really I used to just take influence off like films, stories, I don't know, like family relationships, or like of what I see of other people. Now, unfortunately, it's definitely all about me. Unfortunately. Yeah, so there's a lot of life experience in them songs. Like majority of my best songs are the ones where I do dig deep, to be honest, because people can see that it's really pure and it's like from the heart. But yeah, I'd say like life experience is a huge like influence on my music.
Yeah, I feel like real life experiences make the best. Lauryn Hill, she only released one album. And she struggled to make another one since because she hasn't had more life experiences.
I think it can really impact you. Like, for example, like right now, I would tell you, like, I don't have nothing really going on. It's like to impact my experience. Like, I don't interact with men this much anymore. So I put a barrier there, but it's also stopped the creation of all the sad songs or even all the happy ones, because I'm not willing to like even go into relationships with people. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't even want these bad experiences or good ones. I'm not willing to risk it. But then it also does kind of hinder my music because there's nothing really to talk about other than like past experiences. So yeah, I don't know. It does definitely like make a difference. Obviously,
we've touched on like when you were starting singing and starting music, but what type of environment were you in when you were younger?
My environment, obviously, I didn't come from a lot. Like, if I'm being honest, like I came from just a normal council house girl. Do you get what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. And I just was from the ends, a girl from the ends. That was my environment. Go outside, play out with my friends. Go to the parties, go to school, and that's it really. Obviously my environment is kind of what created me, but I wouldn't say it defines me, but it definitely created this, who she is. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. So where do you, how much do you think your perception of music has changed from when you were younger to now?
I think it's changed massively. Like when I was younger, I thought I was going to be famous by the time I was 21. I'm 23 and I'm not famous. And I don't know why I thought like famous in the opinion of me was just like, oh, I want to be like Beyonce. But there's so many different variations of being like heard. Like, you don't have to be like Beyonce to be heard. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know. I'd really had high expectations when I was younger. I don't have as high expectations now. It doesn't mean that I'm not like edging towards it. I'm very much more realistic now
Yeah.
than I was when I was like 16 or 8 years old. Do you get what I mean?
How did you build your confidence?
I never had to build my confidence as a person. My confidence has been knocked and then I built it back up. But I've never not been confident. Like at school, I was like that main girl, kind of it girl. So I don't know, people kind of made me confident anyway, if you get what I mean. And I was always front center, dance class, singing, musical theatre. If you asked me for a part, I'd always be like the main one. Do you get what I mean? The teacher would choose me to be like in the middle at all times. So I feel like I never had to build the confidence then, but I went to like performing arts school and that one knocked my confidence.
Yeah.
Because I realised, I came home and I said, Nan, I'm not the best singer in the world. She was like, what? And I was like, I'm not. I'm going to be honest. As a girl, she's better than me. And that's when I was like, okay, so there's better dancers, there's better singers, there's better actors, there's better everything. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, this is hard. And then I went to London and that knocked me down even more, like 10 more pegs. Because I was like, okay, great. You definitely not that girl that you thought you was. Because here in this city, like, it's easy to think you're that girl. Like, Birmingham is such a small place. Even West Midlands as a whole, like, you can be the best at something here. But when you're in London, there's so many people that you're, like, not competing with, but that are in the same field as you. Yeah. So I feel like that's when I realised, like, I had to try and find my confidence from somewhere, because at that point, it really wasn't given. Even, like, I lived with all my housemates, and every single one of them did, like, dancing, singing, acting. Do you know what I mean? Some of my best friends were singers at the time. We're not friends anymore. But anyway, they'd be singers, and we'd all sit there and we're listening to each other's voices. Some of us have got record deals, some of us ain't. So, do you know what I'm trying to say? So there's always competition, even in my own house. Not necessarily that I'm competing with them, but I'm seeing that you're doing good. I need to do better. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. So, like, I feel like that was like a confidence knock, but also it helped because we had like all had the same dream. Do you know what I mean? So it was easy to like build the confidence back up, but still, like, London's not for the weak. If you really think you're good at something, go to London, it'll tell you that you're not. But yeah, for sure. So yeah.
What's your creative process like in the studio?
I've had this question before. It's so bad. In the studio, what I like to do, and I tried not to do recently, but it doesn't work. I like to build my senses. Then I go into the studio booth, listen to the beat, or like we go through some beats, we pick beats, or like it depends on the producer, to be honest, because if the producer's a beat maker, then obviously you don't need to listen to beats. But if you just come in to record a song that I've already like found on like YouTube, then we'll do that. But then I'll listen to that, then I'll go and get my senses back again. And then I come in and then I'll sing literally all in one go. If I can't sing my song in one take, I don't want it. Because I feel like then when I go on stage, I'm going to be like, do you know what I mean? So obviously I sing it all in one take. Well, until it's perfect. Like, I keep going and going and going. And the producer will be like, should we just go back and just start from? And I'm like, no, all over again. Because if I'm not feeling it, or I've come out, I've clocked out, or I'm not in it anymore, then it's not going to sound right. So I just have to sing it all through one go. And then listen to it, and I probably don't like it when I go home, to be honest. That's kind of my creative process.
So you mentioned earlier that Drake was one of your, influences because of his songwriting. Obviously, he writes for a lot of female artists as well. Yeah. What's your songwriting process like?
That's a good question. My songwriting process it's not very unique, actually, if you ask me. I don't know, it might be, but what I do is I just write to the beat that I'm listening to. I don't really care for the melody. My main thing, though, is to not be too predictable. Like, I don't want to make a nursery rhyme that everybody knows. Like, I'm not that one-hit wonder girl, to be honest. I don't think I am. I'm definitely trying to make something that's authentic. So, like, when you listen to it, it sounds like, oh, yeah, it's a Sacha song. Do you get what I mean? So my main thing is just to, like, have a rhythm that you wouldn't even expect to come in on the beat. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's kind of the main thing with me. And when it comes to the lyrics, sometimes if I can't find a word, I'll just go, like, say if I've got a lyric and it ends with, like, help, then I'll go on to, like, rhyme zone and I'll be like, words rhyming with help, so I can finish the end of the next lyric. That's kind of how I do it. I used to use like writing techniques that my university taught me, but they're a lot more complicated, and like you have to basically like break apart other people's songs and then like find out the structure and then kind of copy it if you want something similar. But it's anything like that, really.
So what topics and what themes is your music mainly consist of?
The topics, I'd say, like, heartbreak, toxic love, fantasy love, love. What else would I say? Being sexy, being that girl. What else could I say my topics are about? Yeah, I do really revolve. I'm an R&B girl, so obviously it's going to revolve itself around love. I have had one song that's not about love though, and that was about like things that's happened in my life. They're like once in a while because they're really raw. Do you get what I mean? It's easier to talk about love than to talk about yourself. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So they're like one-offs, but yeah, the main topics are love.
How do you want your music to impact people when they listen to it?
It depends on the song. So like if the song's, I don't know, like a sexy song, I want you to be chilling with your bae at the crib, play my song, you know what I mean? And I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, do something. If it's like, I don't know, like baddie type song, I want like the girls to be in the club singing it like yeah, like that, that. Or like if it's, I don't know, an emotional sad song, then I should be seeing the girls on TikTok posting their ex and saying this is what he did, he broke my heart. Like it should be a TikTok background. Really.
What do you feel like the biggest life experience you've had is that's influenced?
I had a very big life experience, I'd say. Oh, actually, okay, this is my real biggest life experience. I lost my brother, and I feel like that was my main biggest life experience when it comes to like everything in general, because I've had to like learn how to lose someone like really close to me, and also how to like just get on with life, even though like as sad as it sounds, that's just exactly what you have to do. So I think that's like my main biggest life experience.
How do you process like things that happen, like personal things in life?
I don't process them at the start. Like my way of processing things is to not process. Like I act like everything's fine. Like the day that my brother died, I literally went out clubbing, which sounds so crazy, but I genuinely didn't. It didn't even like tap into my brain. Ask me like 4 months later, I was probably in my room crying somewhere. But it did take me a while for me to like register what's going on. And even now, like I still feel like it hits me more now than it really did when I was in that time. And it was only like 3 years ago, but yeah, it wasn't so serious then. But now, like at Christmas, birthdays, that's when I kind of think, okay, this is actually deep. It really doesn't exist anymore. Like, it doesn't live here in this world. But yeah, I don't know. I think it doesn't instantly happen for me, because if it did, I would be a train wreck. It's a good job that it does kind of like have its little moments. Do you get what I mean? Like sometimes I'll just be in the car, I'm listening to a song, and then I might think about my brother and I'll cry. But it's not like a cry where like I can't control it. Like I can stop crying if I need to. Do you get what I mean? Whereas if it was at that time, I would have just been like literally a train wreck.
So has music been like an outlet for you in that aspect, or how has music impacted you?
Yeah, at the time it definitely was. I did write a few songs about my brother, so I definitely think it was an outlet. Especially because like obviously my friends would be like, "Are you okay?" I lived with my friends in London, so they were my support system, and they'd ask me like, "Are you all right?" Because it's a very unusual thing like to deal with as a friend. So and I don't know how to articulate it in words how I feel. So instead, obviously, I just write songs and I'd show them, and then they'd cry for me because they'd be like, "Oh, this is how she really feels." Because on the outside, I'm fine, but on the inside, like my writing will show you that I'm not okay, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I think it was a good outlet to have something to like write, instead of when someone asks you if you're okay, you don't really want to have to tell them every single thing that you feel. It's easier to just write in a song, in my opinion.
What advice do you have for creatives or people who, I guess, go through those types of experiences?
I think you should use it to your advantage. Obviously, it sounds very what do you call it? Shallow. Yeah, that sounds very shallow, but you definitely should use every experience that you have in life, good or bad, as a way to like write and like give people a piece of you. Because I think that's what people really want to hear when they're listening to music. They want to hear like the raw, authentic you. So if you tell them like even a little piece of information, they'll be like, "Wow, she's let us in," if you get what I mean, or like he's let us in, either. But yeah.
So where do you see your career going in the next few years? Or have you not thought that far ahead yet?
Yeah, I definitely think that far ahead. I think too far ahead at this point. But I definitely say like I do believe I'm going to be a very successful singer. in general. I definitely do. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it, if you know what I mean. I don't know what success looks like. That's what I haven't thought about, what success looks like. But I definitely think I will be successful, whether it be me being like on a stage every single day of the week on tour, or is it me who like I could be a writer for someone if that didn't work out. But best believe my main pathway is to be on the stage with 1,000 people watching me. Do you get what I mean? Like any girl dreams. But yeah, so that is the main thing.
When was your first live performance?
I think my first live performance was when I was like, does it count when your family asks you to sing at Christmas?
I guess you call it an intimate performance.
Yeah, that'd be a bit more intimate, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. To me, it felt like a lot. Okay, I'd say like my actual first proper live performance was when I was 16. I went on tour with Gambini. I don't know if you know who that is. Yeah, we went to like London, Manchester, and did we do one here? I'm thinking we did one here, but we just went and toured like just obviously the UK. But yeah, that was probably my first proper live performance. And I did like open mics and that, but I say like that was a proper live performance because he had people coming to see him and I was a supporting act. So that was good. Yeah.
What's your experience like with performing live and how do you interact with that?
I used to really get nervous. I had to have a performance coach for a little bit because even though I'm a very like confident person, for some reason my heart just starts beating like really fast when I'm on stage. Obviously like my teachers and that, they've told me like it's because like your anxiety but if I'm anxious I can't sing properly because like my heart's beating too fast. I sound really bad, if you get what I mean, like so I did have to like work on like being anxious. My mum always told me, look at people and imagine them all sitting on the toilet and that's how you'll get through it. But it's genuinely what I have to do, or I just look past people. But then I do feel like the next thing for me is to be able to genuinely sing to people and not feel like nervous about it. But it is a hard thing. Like I don't think it's easy for anyone. Like no matter what you do, you're always going to be a bit nervous. And I used to like tap my leg on the side and stuff. Like I used to do weird stuff. But I think when I look back at my performances, I learned to like adjust myself by looking at what I've done before. You know what I mean?
What do you feel like how your last performance was compared to your first performance?
My last performance I'm very confident now in comparison to then. Like, wow, there's a huge difference. But the only thing that I do miss is the fact that there was like a lot of innocence to how like shy I was on stage. Obviously, like I don't have that anymore. I hide it, if anything. But like then, like it was all right to be a bit vulnerable when you're only like 16 years old, you get what I mean? And people thought it was cute. But now it's not cute. But yeah, I do miss being able to like be a bit shy on stage. It's nice. But now like there's no room for error. So I do genuinely just have to put all my cards on the table. Let's go. It's time for me to perform, if you get what I mean. Especially because like before when I was 16, I wasn't trying to get paid. Now I want people to look at my music and performances and say, oh, I want her to perform at my wedding, or I want to go and watch her shows. And so I have to come across very confident, otherwise they're not going to book me, you know what I mean?
Okay. So how do you like manage nerves, and what advice would you have for people who are trying to like overcome those nervous feelings?
I think I manage my nerves by having a lot of support around me. I'm a lot more nervous on my own. But when I'm like with my friends and if they like do come to support me and stuff, I do feel like less nervous. Or even my family, when they come and support me, I definitely don't feel nervous then, because I know there's a reason. Like people come out to see you and they want to support your career, so you have to be good. Do you get what I mean? Otherwise they won't be here. Obviously, I'd also say like just breathing, like learning how to breathe. And if you're really good at your craft, you shouldn't really be nervous because you know what you're giving to people is good. So I'm saying like if you just keep perfecting your talent, then you will like lose a lot of your nerves. Like if you learn to like iron out all your mistakes. Obviously that's being a perfectionist. Don't iron out every mistake, but you can try to. That'd be good.
Something I always want to know from what it's like, when do you ever see yourself releasing like a full-length album or an EP?
Last time I went in the studio, well, the time before last, I was in the studio with this guy called Flash Nizzy. And basically he was like, don't you think you're an album artist? And it really clicked in my head. And I was like, you know what? I think I am. Because I cannot, for the life of me, make these singles that like people make all the time without like, I just feel like it's not a hit type of single. It's definitely like one you have to like sit through my album and just get into it. But like a lot of artists, like after I got told that I'm an album artist, a lot of artists actually do that. Like some people don't release singles, they release albums. So I was like, okay, it's okay if I do that. So I definitely think my next project will be an album or an EP, because I feel like I'm sitting on so much music. It's wasting my time just releasing one single at a time. And I feel like people don't get to hear enough of me if it's just one song. I released that Wait Around and that was one song. But I feel like I could have released an EP at that time. You get what I mean? If I'd have known like that there's album artists, I would have done it. But I didn't know until now.
Are there any artists locally that you'd love to collaborate with?
Yeah, Millions always watches my TikTok lives and tells me to come in the studio with him. I know JK works with my producer A-Class, so I definitely work with him as well. Mist, I'd work with him. I'd work with a lot of Birmingham artists, to be honest. I worked with Lats as well. So yeah, I'm open to working with any artist. Really, it doesn't have to be from anywhere particular. You don't have to be anyone particular. You just have to be good. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm open to.
What drives you to create music? Is it a particular feeling, or is it just something that you plan and decide you'd like to do?
I think it's my end goal that drives me to create music. Like my end goal is to literally sell out concerts, tours. I want to have like a set of dancers that are just Sacha's dancers. Like the dream is what drives me, if you get what I mean.
Okay. So I think we're going to end that there. This has been an episode of Energy Inside Motion with Sacha Noble. So would you like to give the people your social handle as well so they can find you? Sacha,
SACHA_Noble, NOBLE on every platform.